We've got sunny skies out there on this midday. Just a couple of clouds. It's warm. Temperatures are warming up into the 60s, actually in the 70s. 71 right now in Springfield. South and west winds at 14 miles per hour. 70 in Branson, 68 in Monette, 65 in Ava. Still a cool 57 in Mountain Grove. We're running about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than we were at this time yesterday. Winds out of the south, 5 to 20 miles per hour. Seeing gusts at this hour between 20 and 30 miles per hour. There is a elevated fire concern as we head through the afternoon. Today gave it the grade of an A+ with those temperatures in the lower to middle 70s. A lot of sunshine, warm and breezy. We have more sunshine for the rest of this week. Plus, rain chances come back at the beginning of next week. So we'll do more on that in just a few minutes. Color 10 News Midday starts right now.
And now, local election results and analysis from your local election headquarters.
The race for the White House is still a tense battle this morning. Welcome to Midday. I'm Jennifer Abreu. Several key states still have not claimed winners in this presidential election. Nationwide, polls are showing Joe Biden with 238 electoral votes and President Donald Trump with 213 right now. The election was predicted by some to be close, and it has matched those expectations so far. Votes are still being counted, and it may be days before we know who will be the next president of the United States. Skylar Henry has details from the White House.
The vote counting continues today and could keep going for several more days as battleground states process a record-setting amount of votes.
That's what normally happens in elections. People vote, we count the votes, and then there's a winner and there's a loser.
Democratic nominee Joe Biden has pulled ahead in the upper Midwest states of Wisconsin and Michigan.
Joe Biden is on track to win this election, and he will be the next president of the United States.
While Pennsylvania still has about 1 million votes left to be counted, many of them in Democratic-friendly areas.
Pennsylvania is the real key here. I think Pennsylvania could take a couple more days to count all of those ballots. A lot of them are coming from Philadelphia and the suburbs of Philadelphia.
While election officials are calling for patience, President Trump is calling for a halt to the vote counting. The president tweeted this morning, "Last night I was leading, often solidly in many key states. Then one by one, they started to magically disappear as surprise ballot dumps were counted. Very strange." Last night he said he would fight the vote counts.
We'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop.
The Biden campaign responded, saying if the president makes good on his threat to go to court to try to prevent the proper tabulation of votes, we have legal teams standing by, ready to deploy to resist that effort. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
President Trump did not say what grounds he would use to get the courts to stop the vote count from taking place. And while around the nation, votes are still being counted, here in Missouri, President Trump won the 10 electoral votes. He got 1.7 million votes, making up 57% of the votes here in the Show Me State. Joe Biden received 41% of the votes here in Missouri. And in the race for Missouri Governor, Mike Parson, who took over the seat in 2018, was facing Democrat Nicole Galloway, and Parson will remain governor. He picked up 1.7 million votes for a total of 57%. Nicole Galloway, the state auditor, 41% of the votes. And Governor Parson was in Springfield last night for the GOP watch party. Once he was declared the winner, he thanked voters and told Missourians he is ready to get back to work for them for the next 4 years.
I believe it is our time to protect the Constitution. I believe it is our time to preserve the American dream. And I believe it is our time to preserve freedoms for the next generation.
Parson's biggest opponent, Nicole Galloway, held her watch party in Columbia last night. And while she says she is disappointed in the results, she says she is not going to stop fighting for Missourians.
It was a privilege meeting so many of you over the course of this campaign. From the barber in Kansas City, the women in St. Louis who turned a big idea into a small business, to the little girl in Maryville who told me she'd be president one day. I will carry your stories with me, and I will keep fighting for you.
Amendment 3 was also an important issue on your ballots yesterday. It cancels out an amendment voters approved only 2 years ago. Clean Missouri set up a nonpartisan state demographer to draw district lines. Joe Morano is in studio now to help explain this a little bit more clearly. Joe, good morning.
Yeah, the first thing you need to know is that Amendment 3 passed, and it came down to the last precinct, 51% to 49%, about a 60,000 vote difference right there as voters decided to change Missouri back to how things were in 2018. So let's take a look at the map right now of how things look. This is for our congressional district lines, for the Senate, for the House, all for the state of Missouri. This look is all going to change. This all factors in on how we vote individual representatives for our state Senate and how really our political makeup is formed right here. So with this yes vote, we're going to see a different map come next election. Legislative districting will return to being done by a bipartisan commission that Governor Parson is going to choose. There will be 2 different commissions appointed. One will determine the district lines for the House of Representatives, while another will recreate the map for the Missouri State Senate. And Missouri State Senator Dan Hegman is pleased with the decision.
To go back to the process of bipartisan commission, which has served the state of Missouri well over decades, giving us both Democrat and Republican-controlled legislatures.
Now, there are some other changes that will come with this. There will be a lower limit to lobbyist gifts from $5 down to $0. Campaign contribution limits for state Senate campaigns will also be lowered from $2,500 to $2,400 with this change, Jen.
All right, Joe, thank you. And we also want to give you a few more statewide results. In the race for Lieutenant Governor, Mike Kehoe remains in that seat. Kehoe, the Republican on that ticket, beat out Alicia Kennedy. This is his first time being elected to the position, and he took 59% of the votes with over 1.7 million voting for him. Kennedy with 39% of those votes, 1.1 million votes for her. Kehoe was appointed lieutenant governor back in 2018, so this will be his first full term. In the race for Secretary of State, Jay Ashcroft will stay in that seat, beating out Democrat Yinka Faletti. 61% of those votes for Jay Ashcroft, 1.7 million voters there, and 36% for Yinka Faletti. And taking a look now at Missouri's treasurer race, Republican Scott Fitzpatrick will remain as the state treasurer. Democrat Vicki Lorenz England coming in with 38% of the votes, and 59% of voters chose Scott Fitzpatrick. Eric Schmidt is Missouri's next Attorney General, keeping his position. Rich Finneran, the Democrat in the race, coming in with 38% of the votes, 59% of voters choosing Eric Schmidt to stay in his position. And Missouri House Minority Leader Crystal Quaid retains her seat representing District 132. Quaid beat her Republican opponent Sarah Semple with 63% of the votes. This is Quaid's second time being reelected. Quaid met with voters last night and says she will continue the fight to make Missouri equitable for all.
Really excited. You know, we've worked so hard in Greene County for several election cycles, but so much so this time to grow the Democratic caucus. Here for the 132nd, you know, I've got to do a lot of work focusing on children's issues. Most recently passed some legislation dealing with foster care.
And tallying votes on election night seemed to go as planned here in Greene County. In total, about 30,000 people cast a mail-in or absentee ballot. Another 109,000 voted in person yesterday. Total voter turnout was projected at almost 83% in Greene County, and that's even higher than what the clerk's office had predicted. And just a reminder that you can find the results for all national, state, and local races on our website, ozarksfirst.com. It's right there on the home page. You can also click the Vote 2020 tab for all of our coverage and unique interviews. Results will also be running at the bottom of your screen right here on Caller 10. And now here's a live look outside from our tower cam. I was outside not too long ago, Beth. It is a beautiful day. It does not feel like November today.
No, it's warm. It feels like spring. We're in the 60s and 70s already at midday. We'll have 70s this afternoon and 70s the rest of this week. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
From Caller 10, Ozarks First. This is Caller 10 News Midday. And now weather with meteorologist Beth Finello, certified by Weather8 for the most accurate forecast in the Ozarks.
Warm out there right now, 71 degrees at midday, southwest winds at 14. I'm sorry, got so excited. Southwest winds at 14 miles per hour. We're running 5 to 10 degrees warmer than we were at this time yesterday. It's 72 in Camdenton, 69 up in Rolla, 73 already in Lake Ozark, 66 down in Harrison. Winds out of the south, that's aiding in those temperatures, jumping into the 70s. We're seeing 5 to 20 mile per hour winds, seeing gusts at this hour between 20 and 30 mile per hour winds. That will continue as we head through the day today. Otherwise, locally and regionally, we are quiet, and that's not the case everywhere. Still tracking the tropics of what is currently Tropical Storm Ada, still at 50 mile per hour winds. West winds at about 7 miles per hour. This is expected to make its way back over the Caribbean and regain strength at tropical storm strength, and expected to make landfall on Cuba and eventually impact what looks like South Florida. Of course, this cone of uncertainty goes 5 days out. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. Back here locally, we are looking at just a couple of clouds, otherwise lots of sunshine, and it's warm. We have this area of high pressure over the Carolinas. That's what's bringing in these southerly winds, and that's what will continue as we head throughout the day today. We'll have that high cloudiness. I still think temperatures will be able to top off in the middle and some upper 70s, mild and breezy for the day today. Those clouds will move out through the overnight hours, and we'll have a lot of sunshine and warm conditions again as we head through the day on Thursday, and that's what Futurecast will show you. Overnight tonight, temperatures will drop into the 50s, open window weather once again. Tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures in the 70s. Still, plenty of sunshine. Gusts today between 20 and 30 miles per hour will continue. That, plus a dry air mass in place and dry ground conditions. There is an elevated fire concern again for today, so you are going to want to limit your outdoor burning for the rest of the afternoon. We stay mild as we continue through this week. Temperatures still in the middle and upper 70s. Our normal high for this time of year is 62 degrees, so we are running 10 to 15 degrees above average for this time of year. We keep the 70s into this weekend, and then more 70s for Monday before rain chances come in and drop our temperatures back. The pattern doesn't change until this weekend, and then once the pattern changes, that's usually an indication that we are going to see some more active weather, and that's what we'll see. We'll have rain chances on Monday. A front will come in Monday into Tuesday. That could bring maybe a stronger storm or two, possibly some heavier pockets of rain, and then behind it will be colder conditions. So here's what you can expect. Warm and breezy today with those highs in the middle 70s. Winds out of the south, 20 to 25 to 30 mile per hour gusts are possible with some high cloudiness. We do have that elevated fire concern for the day today, so you are going to want to limit your outdoor burning, and temperatures will be in the middle 70s, and we are quiet into this weekend. 74 degrees today, warm and breezy. 48 overnight tonight with a couple of clouds. 74 tomorrow with plenty of sunshine, and that sticks around for Friday and into your weekend. Look at that, 70s, middle 70s on Friday, middle 70s on Saturday, warm and breezy. Then we'll have increasing clouds as we head into Sunday and Monday. We'll introduce a chance of showers Monday, and then as that front comes in, we'll have more shower chances on Tuesday.
All right, Beth, thank you. A beautiful 7-day ahead. You will hear no complaints from me, Beth. And stay with us here on Midday. After the break, we are checking in on some non-election news. Lines at polling places yesterday and lines at Springfield's first medical marijuana dispensary. How the first day of sales went. Up next. Checking in on some non-election local news for you now. Springfield's first medical marijuana dispensary opened to the public yesterday. Old Route 66 opened an hour earlier than scheduled because a line was already forming outside. The staff there told us they were happy to see this business finally come to fruition.
It's been a journey from the beginning. Our team, we put it all on the line. We bought this building before we even got the license, and we risked a lot, but it's going to be worth it. We know patients personally that have to have this, including ourselves, and we're just super excited to get going.
Well, right now, they are only selling medical marijuana in flower form. Lopez anticipates other products to be manufactured and available by the end of the year. And a candlelight vigil is being planned in Springfield for Caleb Slay, the man shot and killed Monday afternoon by DEA agents. The St. Louis division of the DEA says agents approached a person they thought was involved in a violation of federal law. And that's when they say Slay approached and a physical altercation followed, and that's when agents shot him. The candlelight vigil will be held at the Kickapoo High School football field beginning at 5:30 on Saturday. The Cedar County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help to keep an eye out for a prisoner who they say escaped in El Dorado Springs. Christian Myers escaped while being taken to a hospital. Myers was being held on charges of burglary and theft. He is in his 20s, is 6'1" and weighs 160 pounds. Anyone who sees Myers or has information about his whereabouts is asked to contact authorities. Stay with us here on Midday. We'll be right back with some more election coverage from around the region and the country. We'll tell you how one woman made history in Missouri with her win last night. Stay with us. Looking at election news from around the country now, the first ever black woman to represent Missouri has been elected. Democrat Cori Bush, running for House District 1, which includes St. Louis City and North County, won with more than 78% of the vote there. She received over 245,000 votes to her Republican opponent. We are also watching some interesting issues being decided on across the country. Out west, Oregon has become the first state to decriminalize the possession of hard drugs. This is supposed to steer efforts to rehab and treatment rather than prison time. And in California, Uber and Lyft are expected to prevail in a ballot measure exempting them from state labor laws. That means drivers would be classified as independent contractors, and while it would disqualify them for benefits granted to employees, the measure also entitles drivers to new benefits like minimum earnings and vehicle insurance. Stay with us here on Midday. We'll be right back with another look at our local forecast. All right, before we go here in Midday, I do want to let you know that you can follow the election results on our website, ozarksfirst.com. It is right there on the homepage. You can also click on the Vote 2020 tab for interviews with local legislators and candidates if you want to check that out. And this is an interactive map, so you can play with it and see the numbers in Missouri and across the nation. Also, before we have a last look at our forecast, I want to let you know that Christian Myers, the inmate that escaped in Cedar County, has been caught. We told you just a couple of minutes ago. We have learned that he has been caught. Back here at home, our local forecast, a beautiful 7-day.
So much sunshine and 70s as we head into your weekend.
All right, Beth, thank you. Thanks for joining us here at Midday. We'll see you at 5 for more local news.